Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Warships with Rear Admiral Jingles. The outcome of today's battle may make you laugh, it may make you cry, it was almost certainly going to make you vomit, in fact it might make you do all three at the same time. If it does, it's probably worth recording, I'm sure it'll go viral on TikTok. Before we get there, however, let me ask you a question. Are you genuinely happy with your browser? Introducing Opera GX, the browser for gamers, or people who are just sick and tired of Google Chrome and would like to have a lot more control over their browsing experience. It offers numerous enhancements over Google Chrome, the number one of course being that it's not Google Chrome, and also it's a lot faster, it's a lot less resource intensive, and it's a lot more private, and you can get it by heading over to operagx.gg/jingles or just clicking the link in the description. Some of the other functionality that it provides over something like Chrome, you can probably hear music playing in the background. This isn't me, this is what Opera call a mod, which are similar to the themes that you get on other lesser browsers, but with a lot more functionality and a lot more ability to actually control what it is that you see on screen. For example, this music that's playing in the background is smart enough to know that if I switch to another tab that's playing audio, it shuts down the background music so you can focus on what it is that you want to look at. Let's say, for example, one of my videos. Oh, would you look at that? An advert on YouTube? Surely not. You will die of old age sitting around waiting for Chrome to allow you to run an ad blocker. Opera comes with one built in for free. And that's not the only thing that Opera has built in. It has built-in integration with all kinds of other apps, like for example Twitch. Just click the link on the sidebar, go straight to your favourite live Twitch channel. It comes with Aria, a built-in AI-powered search agent. It has Facebook Messenger integration. It has Discord integration. Come on Discord, don't let me down, there you are. It also comes with, I did mention privacy features, built-in panic button. Let's say you're in danger of being caught browsing something you'd rather not be caught browsing. Simply press F12. Instantly takes you to somewhere a lot less incriminating, then press F12 again. Straight back to where you were. And as for these mods, I did say they're kind of like themes, and they kind of are, but there's a whole lot more to them. I'm currently running a cyberpunk mod which I got from the GX store. There are thousands of other mods that you can browse and install. You also get to tinker with them. If you like, you can even create your own or simply modify an existing mod. And if that all sounds way too intimidating, don't worry, they have you covered with extensive built-in mod support. All of this 100% completely free because it's a browser. You can get your copy of Opera GX by either clicking the link in the video description or heading over to operagx.gg/jingles and start taking a bit more control over your browsing experience today. And now that I've paid the bills, although honestly I do hope you find Opera GX useful because hey, at least it's not Chrome. But let's crack on with the battle. So this is Blue Raider Vol. I thought that name had to be a reference to something. I suspected it was going to be an anime reference, so with some caution I did go and Google it. It turns out it's a volleyball team, the Blue Raiders. They're the Middle Tennessee State University volleyball team, so I think we can take a pretty good guess at exactly where Blue Raider Vol here comes from. He is sailing the Tirpitz for us today, a very, very good Tier 8 premium German battleship. However, the advantages that the Tirpitz has, specifically its really good secondaries, are not unique in this battle, because if you took a cursory look at the team list at the start, let's just say with the amount of secondary powerhouses in this particular battle, if I was one of the destroyers on these teams, I'd be very nervous. In this one battle alone, there are 3 USS Massachusetts, a Bismarck, a Tirpitz, and a Brandenburg, all of whom have crazy good secondaries. Well, maybe not the Brandenburg, I mean, but they're still pretty good. The Tirpitz is a very pretty ship though, isn't it? I mean, look at that. Don't get me wrong, I like the way the British battleships look, but they are kind of boxy and angular. I mean, they have a a look that you could probably best describe as functional. I like the way British battleships look, but I admit most of them are never going to win any beauty contests. The German battleships, on the other hand, wow. So, Tier 8 ranked battle, which is why there are only 6 ships per side, and they're all Tier 8. It's domination mode. Both teams immediately grab the cap circles nearest to their spawn points. Alpha up here, Bravo over there. It's the cap circle at Charlie that's going to see most of the fighting, but which Blue Raider Vol here is going to have very little to do with, because he's going to be kept busy over here. Armor piercing loaded, first salvo out, enemy Brandenburg, and well, that was disappointing. Even more disappointing is the fact that the team have already lost one of their destroyers. The Benson, who was kind of foolishly this early in the battle when there's a radar cruiser around, was contesting the cap circle at Charlie, almost certainly got radared by the Talon and absolutely got gunned down by it. Meanwhile, enemy Kagero spotted. Starts taking hits from the secondaries, immediately nopes behind his smoke screen. The friendly Kagero does not smoke up because he was probably being spotted by the enemy Kagero. He narrowly avoids the enemy Kagero's torpedoes. Blue Raider Vol is not going to be quite so lucky. At the point where that second salvo of torpedoes was spotted, I don't think there was really anything he could have done about it. As a result of which he's going to take 2, which is a hilariously bad start to the battle for him. The Tirpitz, unlike the Bismarck, doesn't get hydro. At the same time, he should have probably anticipated that there was going to be more than one set of torpedoes on the way. Although the only thing he could have realistically done to avoid those would have been to slow down and turn in, and you don't really want to be slowing down and reducing your maneuverability when you don't know where the second set of torpedoes are coming from, so I guess we can kind of give him a pass on that one. He did get a couple of secondary shots away at the enemy Massachusetts, but the turn has extended the range to where neither of these ships are firing their secondaries at each other. He did take a broadside salvo from the Massachusetts over there, but one of the big advantages that the Tirpitz has over a ship like the Massachusetts is, well, it has effective armour. Particularly turtleback armour arrangement covering the Citadel, which means these things are basically impossible to Citadel at anything other than point-blank range. Oh, the team have just lost another ship. Friendly Massachusetts over by Charlie has just gone down. That Talon's on a bit of a roll. That was his second kill. I mean, I'm almost certain that he wasn't the only one shooting at him, but he's the one that got the kill. Okay, these two guys are once again within secondary range. Unfortunately, while Blue Raider is trying to keep that island blocking line of sight between himself and the Massachusetts, so the Massachusetts can't pelt him with its secondaries, he's almost certainly being spotted every time he fires by the enemy Kagero in that smokescreen, which means that the enemy Massachusetts is basically able to continually harass him with secondary fire. Oh, hang on a second. There's the Kagero. Right. Instantly focuses the Kagero with his secondaries. Also starts swinging the 15-inch guns around. Now, they are currently loaded with armor piercing, which is not ideal, because even if he hits the Kagero with them, they're going to over-penetrate and only do 10% damage. But every little helps, because what we have over here on this side of the map is basically a fair fight, notwithstanding the shots from over there from the Brandenburg. You've got two battleships, both very similar, against two identical destroyers, and fair fights are for suckers. So they need to even the odds. Well, they need to uneven the odds as quickly as possible, starting with that Kagero. Although at this point I'm pretty sure Blue Raider isn't feeling too fussy. He'll take the Massachusetts if possible. Oh, for a second there I thought he'd knocked out the Massachusetts steering, but that's just him launching his patrol fighters in an effort to spot the Kagero. It's possible that Blue Raider's hoping the Massachusetts does spot the Kagero, because then he'd switch the secondaries to the destroyer and give him a break. The high explosive salvo there from the Massachusetts did knock out Blue Raider's torpedo launcher on the starboard side, but not until after he'd gotten the torpedoes away. Unfortunately, the team have now just lost yet another ship. There's now only 3 of them left. They're outnumbered 2-1, and the enemy team control 2 of the cap circles, with the Massachusetts over there contesting the 3rd. However, the friendly Kagero just landed a torpedo, and in what must be an act of desperation, the Massachusetts swings around, probably to get its rear gun turret firing, exposes broadside, and gets clapped giving Blue Raider his first kill, and his team's first kill, but at one hell of a cost. Because between the two of them, the enemy Kagro in the Massachusetts clapped the crap out of him, and now he's in a gun battle with the Brandenburg, which also has some fairly spicy secondaries, and 4 times his health. He has, though, now scored enough secondary hits, oh, and there's the Kagro again, has scored enough secondary hits to activate the Special Captain Gunter Leutchen's skill, which is now increasing the reload speed and rate of fire of his secondaries. He's got heal off, and he's basically now just kiting and trying to stay alive long enough to recover some health and stay in the battle. There's a spot of good news, which is also a spot of bad news. Both of the Kagros have now killed each other, which is good because it means he doesn't have to worry about any Kagro torpedoes, but it's bad because it means that Brandenburg over there doesn't have to worry about any Kagro torpedoes either. What he does have to worry about, though, is the friendly Massachusetts, the only other surviving ship on the team, who isn't in great shape either, to his front. That Brandenburg's put himself in a really bad position, caught in a crossfire between 2 Tier 8 battleships, and he's trying to make the most of it. He's going nose in against the Massachusetts, because 16-inch armor piercing tends to hurt more than 15-inch armor piercing, but he was really only prolonging the inevitable. Oh, there's the enemy Talon. Get it. Get the Talon. Oh, you can't. It's out of range. Sorry. As is the Bismarck, of course. The Bismarck's going to be a problem. The friendly Massachusetts really needs to cool his heels. He does not have the health. Oh, and there's the Akazuki. Well, we can help him out against the Akazuki. It's probably not going to be enough, though. Yeah, the Massachusetts has gone down. To be fair to the Massachusetts, he didn't really have a lot of options there because he was being spotted by the Akazuki. And while Blue Raider was out of range of the Talon and the Bismarck, the Massachusetts wasn't, so yeah. I think the Massachusetts was never going to survive that, but hey, at least between them, they took the Brandenburg out. The Akazuki is definitely overextended here. Probably feeling a little bit brave since Blue Raider is the only surviving ship on his team, but he's too far away from his teammates to get any kind of support from them. Then again, he might not necessarily need it. The Akazuki only has 1 torpedo launcher, but the torpedoes are pretty potent. And he can obviously still see, although not anymore. He's now firing blind, which means that Blue Raider needs to push into this smokescreen and nail that Akazuki before his teammates can catch up. You might also want to think about changing your course and speed, because I'll guarantee that if the Akazuki had any torpedoes ready to go, well, you would have probably seen them by now. Maybe it'll be all right. There he is. He left the smoke screen. High explosive loaded, obviously, because you're chasing down a destroyer, and you did knock out his torpedo launchers and kill him. But not before he got his torpedoes away. Yep. This isn't quite as bad as earlier. He's probably only going to take 1. Oh, very nearly took 2. Well, that was 1 more than he can afford. Instantly burns the damage control to contain the flood because he can't afford to lose any more health than is absolutely necessary. He's also got no heals left, so that 15,000 health is all he's ever going to have, which is really bad news because there's the Bismarck. Tirpitz' sister ship, just like the Tirpitz, tough as old boots, just like the Tirpitz, extremely potent secondaries, and with twice as much health. And then Blue Raider catches a break. The Talon, probably thinking this is an easy kill and a win, exposes his position by firing. And he does not have enough health. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. 500? Oh, he's got him! The rear turrets left him on 504 health. Thankfully, at least 1 shell from the front turrets connected and finished him off. And now it's a 1 versus 1, but I do not like the look of these odds. I mean, they're basically the same ship. I mean, sure, there are some differences. Bismarck gets hydro, Tirpitz gets torpedoes, but they're essentially the same design. Blue Raider, however, is on 5,000 health. The Bismarck's on 30, so... Well, he started the fight on 30,000, but he was given a bit of broadside initially. In fact, he's straightening out to get all those gun turrets firing again, which isn't a terrible idea because Blue Raider's on such low health. You know, kill him. But While it's next to impossible to citadel a Bismarck, or a Tirpitz from that matter, at anything other than point-blank ranges, that doesn't mean you can't do large chunks of armor-piercing damage if you're dumb enough to show an unnecessary amount of broadside. So while Blue Raider is never going to win this one by capping, he might still be able to kill the Bismarck. I'm betting he's got one hand poised over that R key in order to extinguish any fires, like that one. But now everything's on cooldown. He's got 2,000 health and he has to kill the Bismarck, but his secondaries have set afire. It's not going to be enough though. Come on, get him! Oh, almost! Almost! Come on! You can do it! If he gets another fire, he's dead. He needs to get out of line of sight. Oh, you've got to be kidding! He got him. He got the Bismarck. For a fraction of a second, he was the last ship left alive in the battle. But the game didn't give a shit, and because the Bismarck was ahead on points, the Bismarck's team won. How much is that going to sting? Have you ever seen anything like it? Man. Oh, man. That's a keyboard through the window moment if ever I saw one. Don't worry, I'm fake laughing. Only the tears are real. Blue Raider Vol. Just wow. More experience on a defeat than everyone on the enemy team, bar the Talon, who got one kill less. I can only imagine what must have been going through Blue Raider Vol's head at this result. And I'm pretty sure it's not repeatable on YouTube. Blue Raider Vol, you have my most sincere commiserations. Frankly, I think you were robbed. Unfortunately, it is what it is. It's at times like this when I'm reminded of the old saying, if you can't take a joke, you shouldn't be playing a wargaming product. Anyway, better luck next time. Everybody else, hope you enjoyed it. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.